Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I definitely did something different than I normally have on here. As you can tell, nice and sultry, smoky, and stark black. I do not have any liquid liner on, so super easy to achieve and great for a night out if you're kind of getting ready to transition post-eclipse. You're feeling lucky, Mercury's out of retrograde, we are good to go. Yeah, so if you like this look, you want to see how I achieved it using my tape method, of course. And yeah, before we go ahead and get started, do not forget to subscribe and like this video, comment afterwards what you feel about it, let me know what you want to see next. Yeah, if you want to see how I got this, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I do already have my tape on and my brows, of course, because you know, it's easier to place the tape exactly where you want it when you're not looking in a viewfinder. So I have that on, and I was having quite a moment with my brows today, so if they don't look per usual, I'm kind of playing around with some different shapes I want to do. I'd rather have a straight brow, and it's so hard to cut off that tail. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. I am going to prime my eyelids, and for that I have the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish shadow primer. You really only need the smallest amount. I'm not actually sure if this stuff is like the best at priming your eyes, but it seems to work really well for me, at least. I heard one of my clients saying that this is better for oily eyelids, which I do not have, but I am going to be doing a really dark look on the eye, so I want to make sure I do have some type of prime set down. After that, I am going to go and set it, just so you guys know the drill. You don't want to put those shadows right on top of that primer without setting it. So I'm going to take my NYX banana powder and just make sure everything is good to go. All right, and just jumping in right off the bat, I know the Jaclyn Hill palette just relaunched online like yesterday. I don't know when this video will go up. It was the 21st or 22nd when it relaunched. So hopefully like almost everyone has this. I don't understand how this palette has been restocked like 4 times and it's still selling out. Well, I mean, I understand it's Jaclyn Hill, but this is a great time to be reusing it because apparently everyone in the world has it. So I am gonna go in and I'll do what I did with the other Jaclyn Hill videos. I'll put the shade names on the screen. I do know one of these is called like Silk or something, so I'm gonna go in with the first one just to kind of define the crease a little bit. And for that, I'll be taking my E23 super fluffy brush. Just gonna go in with that a second time, just because we are gonna have some dark shadows on there. You wanna make sure your crease has a really nice transitional gradient to go from. Ugh, y'all, my skin is having like a moment always. I don't, like, what is going on? All of this right here is really not like sits, but it's like texture. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's kind of, the weather's kind of changing, but I really need to chill with eating dairy and like sugar because I think that's what it is. I've really just been on a cereal kick. Okay, once you have that down, it did absolutely nothing for me besides like add the teeniest amount of color in there. We're gonna slowly start building up kind of what we want the color to be in. My vision for this is like a black smoky eye with like that really nice cobalt blue, and then underneath my waterline to do like that pop of the aquamarine shade she has in here. So let's all just hope and pray that it turns out how it needs to. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush, the E22. All my brushes are so clean. And I think I'm gonna go in with the shade down here next to the mustardy one. All right, I haven't really decided if we're just gonna like go for it and hammer in that black shade, or if we're gonna kind of like do a mostly like darker black outer corner and then blue in here too. Let's start and see what we feel. So I am just gonna go right ahead in it and go with that stark black down here. And for that, I want something very precise, so the M506 is perfecto. And I've coated all angles of it, so I'm a little nervous. Oh, there's a butterfly outside. I'm like that dog in the movie, squirrel. Like, that is me. Okay, so I really want this to be on the outer half more so. So I'm just literally the lightest pressure. I want to make sure I get it to the end of the tape too though, because I want that stark line when we rip the tape off. But okay, so I'm just keeping my eye open so I can see where I'm setting this black shade at. And just building it up. Now that I have some of the product off, I can start kind of applying a little bit more pressure to get all of the shadow off of this that we wanted. That tape, and this is what you should have so far. It's a little patchy, but we will go back in and fill that. I want to make sure it all stays underneath this area right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side just to spare you guys all the boring blending. So this is what we have so far. So far so good. I do have that perfect line right there that I wanted. Hopefully the tape is even, because with black there is no turning that line into anything else that you want. So I am gonna go ahead and go in with a second coat of that just to make sure it's super defined, and then we can go in with the crease and kind of diffuse everything with that first color. So I'm gonna go back in with the black. Okay, so we do have this nice black base on the sides going in. I am just gonna take that first, I think it's Silk Cream, that really nice neutral base shade that we went in with. Just want to make sure everything is super seamless and you don't have any harsh lines, so just going out of that and blending it. And I'm really not going in through the whole eye because I don't really want to bring that black on the inside, but you still want to make sure it gets seamless. Now for a bit of fun color, I do want to incorporate that really beautiful cobalt shade. And so we're going to take that and kind of gradient it towards the middle. It's not going to be like the whole lid, but I'm gonna go ahead and take my E22, same one we used earlier, and just really coat the brush in there. And what I'm wanting to do with this is just ever so lightly start to work it in to this black shade here. And that blue one is not as bright as it looks whenever you start blending it, but it has the most beautiful gradient effect with the black. This is what I had in mind whenever I saw those colors, so. You can really tell it's just ever so subtle, but it's there. Dark blue is a perfect way to add some really fun color to a smoky eye when you just are bored with the old black and brown, because it won't be super noticeable, but I mean, it's a fun way to kind of switch it up from that boring old smoky eye. And I'm taking that blue and also working it a little bit more into a defined shape so that it is more into the lid. This is definitely not everyone's cup of tea with like this type of crazy eye, but I haven't done any kind of like more extreme looks on my channel, so I wanted to experiment, and I was feeling like I really wanted something dramatic today, so it's perfect. Just to really make it pop, I'm gonna go with the E17, just a smaller defined brush. Same blue shade on there, just to pack it with a little bit more of a dense brush. Get some more blue color payoff out of there. And as you can see, we're really starting to get that blue color that we wanted, and I am loving it. I'm kind of deciding like what we want to do for this little inner half here, and I'm wondering, should we do like a black halo eye and just kind of put some of that black in there and make this whole center like more of a pop of blue? I'm gonna go for it. We are gonna take that same really small M505. There should be a little bit of product left on this, so let's see what we can do with it. Just gonna fill in the gaps here. You wanna keep it out of this like inner corner area where you would usually highlight. And I didn't put any additional product on here. I just went ahead and kept blending that. So what we're gonna do is more so intensify the blue, and I think what we're gonna need to do is wet our brush for that. I'm gonna take my trusty M433. This one is constantly being washed because I always put all these dark colors on it. But anyways, I'll take my all-nighter, spray both sides of it, and just really coat each side of it with that blue shade. Go ahead and pack some of that on. Just the center. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I am still gonna add a pop of color to the inner corner here. I'm kind of on the fence about it because I don't want to do like a stark white. I think I'm gonna do like this nice shimmery pink here. And for that, I'll take my E36, literally made for the inner corner, so. And the brow bone too, just to make sure that we're all on a cohesive page. Part makes me nervous. We're gonna take the tape off and see what fallout and residual shadow we've been left with. Okay. Moment of truth. Yes. Okay, so we did get a little bit of fallout here, but overall the lines are really nice and clean. I do want to just connect this a little bit more to where that tape was and soften it up. So I'm just taking the same one we used to pack on the black, no extra product. Now we can start getting ready for some foundations. So I'm gonna take my Good Hydrations primer from bareMinerals. Anything white in this lay, I swear, it does not show up, but I'm just taking a little bit on my hand here. Spread that throughout the face, up here in the forehead. And you guys are gonna be so proud, I'm switching out my foundation. I actually got one in the mail from Influencer, and it's just the Ultra HD Makeup Forever liquid, and I am dying to try it. I know this is not brand new, but Influencer has sent it to me. So I got the shade R430, and that looks like it should be a good match, but they did send me a lighter and a darker shade just to kind of mix if I needed to. So let's take a look at it. This foundation, if you have not tried it, I don't know how I never tried it because I just don't buy like new foundations when they like initially launch. It says it's created for the very latest high definition technology of film and TV industry. Ultra HD advanced formulas look invisible on 4K cameras and naked to the eye. Perfect for naked pros and for you. So it feels like it's a second skin is what it says. Does that mean it's not going to be coverage? We shall see. Let me go ahead and just, first of all, see what this color, I don't know. It looks a little dark for me on my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a pump of that on the back of my hand. It's really watery. And then just add a little bit of this other color, which is the Y335, to kind of lighten it up a little bit. Turn on my hand, mix it up, mix it up. Let me see. I think it should be good, so I'm just gonna stipple this all over. Get some polka dots going on. Turning back now. And to blend that out, I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I actually love this thing. It's really perfect for blending out liquid foundations, and actually Patrick Starr is the one that I saw use it. So I picked up what was left on my hand too. Wow. It's actually pretty dang close to my shade for being something I just got in the mail. And I didn't really touch on what Influencer is, but you can try products for free as long as you review them, and it's on an app, so it's looking pretty similar as far as like my face, but it doesn't really match my neck, so I'm gonna have to blend this down. But it feels super lightweight. I'm hoping to God this does not break me out, because most foundations do. Say it didn't really cover any of my blemishes or anything like that, but it is buildable. I'm not gonna add any more on though, because No, I'm just gonna put some concealer on. But so far so good. It does feel really, really lightweight. It blended out awesome and pretty close to my match. I don't think it'll be my shade once I get kind of like my winter skin color, but I am moving to Arizona shortly, so I should get a good tan year-round. So for concealer, nothing new here. I'm just taking my Shape Tape in light medium, and I'll probably end up adding my bare skin in there as well. This is a glam coverage kind of day for me. So I'll add some down my nose as well. And just ever so lightly cover up some of these blemishes I got going on. And these are just freckles that I'm covering over here, but when I want full coverage, I don't really want all those to show through. And to blend that out, I will be taking my Morphe G39. I have been getting away from, like I said, my beauty blender a little bit. You can kind of use this to clean up the edges here. That definitely brightens it up. This foundation is really dark when it oxidizes, I feel like. Definitely need to set that in place. I'll be taking my Mercier translucent setting powder with just my setting brush from Real Techniques. I'm not going to bake because I feel like it's not going to really sit well with all of the other foundation stuff that I have on. I have to be wearing a certain foundation to bake my under eyes or they will be crusty AF. As far as the foundation after the fact, still loving it. I'm not going to cover your sins or anything, but it will do the trick with what it says looking like natural skin, and it's apparently going to photograph well, so I will be putting that to the test as well. I am just going to take like the residual powder in the cap from the Real Techniques and set my whole face very lightly with it. And I'm only doing that because I'm going to be putting some other powder products on here, and I don't want it to move around. I don't know how this foundation reacts, so better be safe than sorry. Alrighty, and now for some burn-ons and highlight and blush and stuff like that. I will be taking my contour kit, there we go, from bareMinerals, and just going to be taking the shade right here to contour with my Morphe E4. Just going to go from the top of the ear down, just create that nice shadow cast. Have that going on. I'm going to take the second shade in here, the Blend, which like I said before is a little bit too warm and orangey for me, but it does look okay when I have a tan. If I was a little bit lighter, it would definitely not be cohesive. And then just to ensure we are cut, I'm going to take that pop shade here on my Morphe G42, which is perfectly shaped for cutting your contour or underneath your eye. And I'm going to snatch the contour. And then just because I know I have a major problem with stuff setting my smile lines, I'm going to get a little bit more of that pop shade and blow out like this and set my smile lines. Kind of in a way baking them, but for me, I don't know, like, do you guys have any tips as far as like what will keep it from doing that? Honestly, every foundation I use, maybe it's because I smile too much, I don't know, but it literally will set in there, and at the end of the day I have like these weird lines, so I don't know. Moving on to blush, I just want something really subtle, so I'm going in with my Tarte Parte, which is the Amazonian Clay 12-hour blush. Just like a really nice neutral color for my cheeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of that on. And at this point, I am going to set it with my Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. I don't even know why I had to read that. I use this all the time. But I'm going to give it 1 spritz on each side of the face. And then 1 in the middle. Let that kind of absorb and bring some dewiness back into my face. before we go in with my all-time favorite combo of highlight. I will literally put this underneath every highlight until I find one that doesn't need it, which I'm sure I know there's already some on the market, but I have not purchased them. So I'm taking my lunch money SuperShock Chic from Colourpop, my little cream highlight secret. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce that on the cheek. Up here. And once you have that nice little glow, we are gonna top it with my other new favorite cream product. And it's honestly not the best by itself, but if you have something underneath it like the Marc Jacobs Do You drops or these cream, it's perfect. It's the highlight number 3 from Mica Beauty. I'll just be taking my fan brush, popping that on. And it just adds a nice little golden cast. Because the color, I didn't swatch it for you, but it's really just like this kind of sheer gold, but that's why I like it, because on top of these other things, it really adds a nice color change to it. So hit the nose a little bit on here. And so for that, of course, we're gonna want like a really nice defined flat brush. This is just an e.l.f. says eyeliner brush. Would never use this for eyeliner, but it's perfect for underneath your waterline. So I'm actually gonna take the same blue shade that we were using, coat the brush pretty generously, and then just pretty much like go up into the line right there, and you just want to connect everything, going all the way in basically, and start to kind of smoke it. This brush is my ride or die for doing that. Okay, so we should have something like this now, and we are gonna just move right into that mascara. So I do have my usual combo of the Roller Lash and then the Better Than Sex from Too Faced. So I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do and spare you watching that as well. Take the Roller Lash first, kind of curl them up, and then coat them when they're kind of dry with that. So I'll do that and be right back. Alright, so I have that on, and as you can see, it really just is adding to the dramatics that is this look. I think my parents are going to be like, what do you have on your face? But I am going to go ahead and finish it off with a nice nude lip. You always want to have some moisturization underneath there, so I'm taking my Burt's Bees Nourishing Chapstick. And I'm not doing a full matte, it's going to be my bareMinerals matte, so they're kind of like a creamier matte formula, and they're non-drying, so it's awesome. And that color is in Ohm, and you can see it is truly my nude shade. It's literally my skin tone with a hint of like terracotta. But and this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Something different for my channel, really different for me too. I don't really typically do like a dark eye like this, and I'm loving it. I'm out of lashes, or this would be perfect with the dramatic set of falsies. So thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe before you leave. And then people keep saying something about like a notification bell, so you can be notified when I upload a new video. So if you'd like to do that, certainly go ahead and participate. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.